Now, small o notation. See, from this, they have asked only one question. In the option they have given small o. That is big O and that is small o. There is only one difference between these two. Fn is smaller than G, means small o, when it means that Fn is smaller than Cgn, not equal. It is C, and all rest the conditions C greater than equal to 1, C greater than equal to 1, N naught should be greater than equal to 1, and N is greater than equal to N naught. Rest is same. So whenever they will say small o, then no equal will not be there. For big O, Fn is smaller than equal to, for small o only smaller. Is it clear? So now next topic. So here only I am going to say omega. Omega, that we call it as like this. This is the notation omega. We call it as lower bound. Okay. The previous one was upper bound. Fn was our time complexity, and we are bounding. How? Upper bound. We are giving the upper bound. That function, the time complexity of that function will never go beyond that. So like this, now we will give the lower bound. That time complexity of that function will never go below this. Okay. So the time complexity will always be greater than that lower bound. Okay. So same way, we will first draw the diagram. Here in, that is input size, here rate of growth, here rate of growth. So our Fn means our function, the exact time complexity of our function. Okay, means, so how it is going on, I am assuming that is it is going on like this. So our Fn is this. Now our Gn is going like this. There in the beginning it was higher than that Fn. Now it gone below, smaller, then again it go up. Now again it is going smaller. Cg. See, I am drawing like this. It doesn't mean that it will always go like this only. Just I am drawing like this. I am just making you clear that after some value of N naught, it will be always smaller. See, before this it may be greater. That Cgn may be greater. Here it is greater. Here it is smaller. But after some value of N naught, Cgn will be always smaller than Fn. So now write the definition. Is it clear? Anyone having any doubt? Hi Diya, hello. So clear, everyone is saying. How many should I leave? Nothing, only one topic, Diya. That omega, big O, only big O. Yeah, Binay is saying clear. Everyone is saying clear. So now write the definition. So after this only you can write. Let us say, write it fast. Let us say the actual time complexity. Let us see the actual time complexity of an algorithm. Is function of n. Here also we are assuming that the actual time complexity of a function. We are assuming here also that actual time complexity of an algorithm is function of n, that is Fn. Okay, and it is increasing as shown in diagram. Okay, so how Fn is increasing we have shown here. See, this is your Fn. It is going like this. Now, if we give a lower bound, Cgn, that lower bound is your Cgn. If we give a lower bound, that is Cgn, to Fn, in such a way that Cgn is less than Fn after some value of n, which is, that value of n we call it as n0. So that value of n we call it as n0. So if we give a lower bound, that is CGN of Fn in such a way that CGN is less than Fn after some value of n, which is n0. So after some value of n, that is n0, CGN is always going to be less than Fn. Then we can say that Fn is omega of CGN. So now mathematically we will write. So this topic is very interesting. It is like totally maths. So in the beginning you will see like maths only, the first chapter. So mathematically, how we can represent Fn is greater than equal to CGN, n is greater than equal to n0, and n0 is greater than equal to 1, and C is greater than equal to 1. Then we can say that Fn is omega of G. So now we will go for another example. So let us say Fn equal to 3n plus 2. Here Gn is again n. Gn is n. Can Fn is omega of Gn? So here I am asking whether Fn is greater than equal to n. Solution. Here Fn is 3n plus 2 and Gn is n. So in the beginning I was asking can Fn is big O of Gn. Here I am asking can Fn is omega of Gn. Okay. So we have to check whether Fn is greater than equal to Cn for some value of C and for some value of n. Okay. So if Fn is omega of Gn is valid, then Fn must be greater than equal to Cgn. So 3n plus 2 is greater than equal to Cgn. Cgn is n. Now in previous example, since we wanted that value must be greater than this, so by looking this we assume that C must be greater than equal to 4. Now here I want that it should be smaller for some value of C. So what we can assume C we can take C as any number, C must be greater than equal to 1. So what we can take such that 3n plus 2 will always be greater than Cn. Please let me know what should I take C as, so that 3n plus 2 will be always greater than Cn. Sir is saying 1 or 2. Yeah. So we can take either 1 or 2. Both are correct because it will be always smaller. So depending upon the value of C, whatever we are taking, sometime that function is becoming omega, sometimes big O. Okay. 3 is also correct, sir. Yeah, that is 2 constant. For some constant it will go. So it will be fine. Nothing will happen. So you can also take. Means greater than 3 you can't take. Okay. Anything smaller than equal to 3 you can take. But here I am assuming C as 1. So you can write here. So after this I am writing here. For C equal to 1 and n naught is greater than equal to 1. Means from starting n naught is your 1 only. Means from 1 there we got 2. But here from 1 onward we are getting the value. Means this condition is getting satisfied. So n is greater than equal to n naught is true. So we can say that Fn is omega of. Is it clear? Anyone having any doubt? So similarly, like previously I asked you, if I am saying that Fn is omega of n, can I say it is also omega of log n? See, log n is smaller than n. Can I say that? Log of log n. You know na log. What is log? Anyone who don't know log? Yeah, everyone is saying yes. So yeah, it is also correct. Good. In algorithm, we need some basic knowledge of logarithm. Okay. So now next example, example 2. Let us say, so you people try to do it by yourself. Okay, 3n plus 2 and gn equal to n square. Can we say that fn equal to omega of gn? Please try it by yourself, this question. Can you tell in brief? What are we actually doing, sir? We are finding the asymptotic notation, means given to function, we need to find whether is a upper bound, means whether that you have missed, fn is whether it is smaller than cgn, so that is big O. And now we are saying this is our actual time complexity. We are finding for what value of fn. So can you tell in brief? So for what value of fn, it is for what value, means for what value of n this function will satisfy. When this function will satisfy, we will say fn is big O of gn, and the condition of this is same. N naught is greater than 1, n should be greater than, c should be greater than equal to 1. Similarly, if fn is smaller than, this is greater than equal to, if fn is smaller than this condition. Sorry yaar, here I just, these two only we have seen. You just mail me, I will send you the notes, okay? From there you can also study. RPTS, if n is smaller than 4c, n is smaller than 4c equal to 1. And what about others? Please give me the answer of this question. It is wrong equation. Whether you need more time or can I give the solution? C equal to 5. So now see it. I am saying that whether fn is smaller, means whether fn is greater than equal to cgn, okay, then only we can say that. So here our if fn equal to omega of gn, then fn must be greater than equal to cgn. Okay, it must be greater than equal to cgn. So now write 3n plus 2 must be greater than equal to cn square. Okay. Now some of you are saying that for c equal to, I need the value of both c and n. Vinay is saying c equal to 5, this is satisfying. And for second example, and what is the value of n, Vinay? So you need to say me, you need to say me both. For what value of c? If you are saying for c 5 n square, so for what value of n it will be greater. So I am taking here n, here fn, here gn. So I am starting from 1. Okay, 1 is here, I am taking 5. So 15 to 17, and this is your 25, 125. See, now 6, 18 to 20. So now 6 5 30. Sorry, 6 6 is 36. 36 into 5, 6 5 is 30, 0 15, 3 18, 180. See, if you take any value of n now, this will be always greater because it is n square now. Here you are multiplying it by 3 and you are just adding 2. You are just adding 2 with that. Here you are doing a square of that. So if you take 100, so I always told you to take bigger number. Now you are taking 100. So take more bigger number than, so 2 to the 1024. Now see, if you multiply this, you will get 3 into 2 to the power 1024 plus 2, but 5 2 to the power 1024 square. Okay, so it will get multiplied since it is in power. 5 into 2 to the power 8401. See, it is much bigger number than this. So we can't say that Fn is greater than equal to Cgn. Bina, for n greater than equal to 1, it is not satisfying. You find big O. Yeah, correct, Bina. It is big O, not omega. Ramaya Sri is saying n is smaller than 3. See, we have to take always n greater than equal to 1. Any number greater than equal to, bigger number you have to take, not smaller than equal to 3. For not only for 2, 3 numbers. It should be, means, see, we have seen in the diagram that after some value of n naught, it should be always smaller. We can't take n smaller than equal to 3. We have to take n as some number such that after greater than or equal to that number, it should be always greater. Ramaya, is it clear? So now let me write. So I am erasing this. Anyone having any doubt here? So write. So we can't. No, sir. So we can't. Right. So we can't find such a C for which this condition is satisfied. So 3n plus 2 can never be lower bounded by n square. Now next point, if we find out, this is next point, not related to the above one. If we find out that Fn is omega n, here just I am assuming that some function is there, not this one. Fn is omega n, means Fn is always greater than this Cn. Then anything less than n can be answer. Can be also omega. It means that if Fn is lower bounded, by n, then let's write it fast. Fn is lower bounded by n, then anything less than n can also be the lower bound. That I have told you earlier also. Here I am giving you the notes. Like, since Fn is greater than n, then it must be greater than log n, log of log n. So Patel is saying, sir, I am right about wrong equation. What equation? It was wrong. Patel, you are correct. So where it was, I just forgot. Anything less than n can also be the lower bound. We can go for log n, or we can go for even log of log n. Log of log n, we can also write it as log square n. Okay, we can also write it as log square n. See, log square n is different from log n square. log square n means 2 log then n, and log square n means 2 log n, like this, log n into log n. Is it clear? While teaching you this asymptotic notation, wherever I feel that some log property I need to teach you, I will give you that. Okay, so you please write it this also, this too. So now again give a note and we will write. So give a note. This is your conclusion, or you can write it as a conclusion. There can be, write it fast, there can be always more than one answer for big O and big omega, but then it is better that we take the make flash allow that we take the closest bound or the tightest bound. Now similarly small omega is there. Okay, just big O was there, so small omega notation. So here again equal to will be not there. Fn is small omega gn, then Fn is only greater than Cgn, n is greater than equal to n naught is greater than equal to 1, and C is greater than equal to 1. So now next big theta. So now I am giving the diagram. Here T. So our actual function is going like this. This is our Fn, and we are having two functions. One is like this. We are having two functions, that is C1gn, and another is having like this C2gn. This is gn. Okay, see, this is our actual, this is our actual function Fn. So for this, if we are having two functions, that gn only, gn is same. Okay, so by changing the constant C1 and C2, sometimes it will be upper bound, sometimes it will be lower bound. Means if we can bound Fn by both upper bound as well as lower bound, then that gn we call it as theta gn. That previous one, just like 3n plus 2, we said it is omega n also and big O n also. It means 3n plus 2 is smaller than equal to Cn when C is 4, and it is greater than equal to n here when, so here when C is 1, here when C is 1, C equal to 1. So like this, that function should be smaller than that gn, and that function should be greater than gn also, depending upon the value of C that we have seen. Okay, is it clear? Theta, any doubt in theta? We will give some problem and we will see the definition. Anyone having any doubt? Vinay is saying clear. So now write, if we have, please write it fast, if we have a function f which is growing with respect to n, then we should find, then if we should find both the upper bound and lower bound by a function just by varying the C. So if we find both the lower bound and upper bound just by varying the C, then we can say that that is theta. So mathematically how we can write? So mathematically Fn is theta of Gn. Fn is theta of Gn if Fn is greater than equal to C1 Gn and is smaller than equal to C2 Gn. C1, C2 greater than equal to 1, N naught greater than equal to 1, N is greater than equal to N naught. If Fn equal to 3n plus 2 and Gn equal to n, you have to do it by yourself. This here we found out that Fn is smaller than equal to C2 Gn, that is 3n plus 2 smaller than equal to 4n, for n naught greater than equal to 2 and C2 equal to 4, and Fn is also greater than equal to C1 Gn, that is 3n plus 2 is greater than equal to n, for C1 equal to 1, n naught equal to greater than equal to 1. So Fn is bounded by Gn both in upper bound as well as lower bound. That's why Fn is theta n. And because of this, so now the next point, and because of this, sometime theta is also called asymptotic equal. So because of this it is also called as asymptotic equal. It is also called as asymptotic equal. Now in point wise you can write as a conclusion. So now by seeing only the function Fa and Gn, some of the things we can say about the BGO and theta and omega. Okay, so that I am writing in conclusion. If the leading term is going to n as in 3n plus 2, as in 3n plus 2, the leading term is n, because of that n only the value of that function is increasing. Okay, then it is theta n. So we got that for this function the theta is n. So similarly if I change the term like 3n square plus 2, then theta will be n square. Whatever is the leading term in that function, that is going to be your theta. So 3n cube plus 2 is going to theta n cube. It means that function is both BGO of n cube and omega of n cube. So in GATE exam, it is not necessary that they will give you that 3n square plus 2 is theta of n cube. They will give you like this, because in our algorithm, whenever we design anything, we always try to find the upper bound. Okay, because for least bound we don't think too much. We always think the upper bound. what will be the upper bound. So in GATE exam also, they are most of the time they will ask for upper bound. Okay. So if it is theta, then it will satisfy for both. And similarly, you can write for some of the example 3n square plus n plus 1. What is the theta here? Please let me know. What is the theta here? It is n square, because the leading term is n square. Whatever will be the leading term in that function, it is going to be your theta. Is it clear? Always the leading term is going to theta. Always the leading term is going to be to theta. It's going to theta. So next example, 3n cube plus n square is equal to theta of n cube. So now we will move on to next topic. So this asymptotic notation is over.